What's up, everyone? Welcome to today's video. Welcome to the Gamer Dad channel. Thank you very much for tuning in. So I'm visiting Police Academy because I wanted to go back and revisit, a very interesting location where most of the glitches in Division 1 happened. There are many spots. When this game came out, it was leaking all over the place. Like, people were trying to make their way into all kinds of places and they were succeeding. Sometimes 11 people would matchmake for the same mission. That's how crazy that was. Those were glitches. Those were exploits using design flaws to make your way into areas of the game that you weren't supposed to be or achieve things that you're not supposed to achieve. That was, in my opinion, what I'll call a major glitch because it gave you an advantage. I'm standing in front of Police Academy here because there was a glitch that you could do, that you could use the mobile cover, which some of you who played the Division 1, you probably know. Those who didn't, we used to have a skill called mobile cover. You deploy it, right? It set up a cover and you can literally fight from anywhere that you landed that mobile cover. Isn't that cool? Why do you think it didn't show up in a Division 2? Well, its use was probably maybe not the best, or maybe not the most pristine or whatever it is, or the developers knew that this thing was a tool that people would use to glitch all the time, and they decided that they were probably not going to have it in the second game. And people will glitch their way through this mission, which this door is the door that you come out for the final encounter. You start out the mission by making your way all the way through. I think you go up the rooftop or whatever it is and make your way underground. I can't remember how the mission runs. And then you go from there. Now, this was in contrast to, say, things like maybe when we would play Lexington Event Center, we would repeat it over and over and over again. Some of you may or may not know this mission. This mission was the mission that you actually farmed and played every day. You came in and you logged into the division and it was like a hit. You know, you get yourself one hit of Lexington or something, or a few, before you went on doing other things. That's how we played the game. Sometimes we would run this mission over and over and over again because we were trying to achieve a specific item, Barrett's chest piece, which was an exotic weapon. Exotic chest piece, forgive me, Division agents, that eventually made its way into the game, Barrett's bulletproof vest. Very, very hard to come by for many people, myself included. I think some people were kind enough to share with me, after they got themselves multiple. So this is the way the game and the traditions of the Division have always gone. Other things that we would do is we would play Resistance. Remember Resistance, where you play in Pier 93 or you play in a powerhouse or wherever it is you were, and your goal was to try to make your way into the area that had the chest, that had the the classified gear. And once you got yourself the classified gear after the first or second run, everybody wiped and we started all over again to open that chest. So in the Division traditions, we've always found ways to be more efficient at doing things. After we reach the max potential, just recently there was a post on Twitter where a group finally got to like 297, wave 297 here. By the way, for those of you who don't know, these are endless waves of enemies that come at you in this Piers mode. So looking at floor 10 designed you to be able to go ahead and, take out all the enemy NPCs, but not give you progression based on when you take out the boss. Instead, it gives you progression based on when you open up a door or access a different area. That is the design parameter the developers used. If the developers wanted you to make sure your progression was actually like stamped into the taking out of the boss, they would have designed it that way. It's easy. They do it all the time. They do it in missions like, what's the name of the mission? Lincoln Memorial. When you take out a boss in Lincoln Memorial, then you make your way all the way to the other place. In some of the missions here in the Division 1, 2, if you take out maybe a lieutenant or maybe, one of the side bosses or whatever, the game ties that to your progression or whatever it is. They could do that, but they decided and chose not to do that. Instead, they decided to make sure that you actually access a new area before you're able to get that progression going. So when players go ahead and wipe and go back and play the mission again, that is them leveraging the mechanics that the game has allowed for them to leverage. So anyone calling that a glitch, in my opinion, in the sense that it's the same as a glitch as invisible dark zone glitches or what I just showed you guys or told you about in the Division 1, is being outright dishonest. That's just the truth. And so this entire conversation is something that I know, even though I make the case or whatever it is, it may not change anything. But to me, I wanted to go ahead and point out the logical, inconsistency of it. That's all I want to do. Now, let me also show something that I feel like, okay, even if we're not going to get so serious as this, How are other developers approaching areas like these in their games? I mean, is this the only game that's unique? Is the Division the only game that has, loot caves or XP farms or whatever it is? Actually, no. Let's talk about the game of the year in my mind. I don't know if it's going to be the game of the year in everybody else's mind. Elden Ring. Elden Ring has a spot that's called the Bird, where we call it's in Mogwin Palace. It's in the map, in an area where you actually discover, because this map is freaking massive, right? Pun intended. And so when you make your way underneath the area, you can find your way to this ledge where there are all kinds of bad guys here that are literally sleeping. Okay? They're all just sleeping. And then across this ledge, there's a bird. This bird is just doing its own thing, but you here are going to try to make sure you kill this bird. How are you going to do it? You're going to aggro the bird, and then when it runs off, when it tries to come at you, because it's such a big bird, it can't really fly, it falls down the cliff, and you get the kill XP for taking it out. So let me go ahead and show you, and you get, and I say kill XP, but in Elden Ring, we use runes rather than XP, but you can then use those runes. There it is. Look, it falls down. Look on the bottom right of my screen, I'm going to get 11,000 runes. And actually, there's an augment that gives you more runes. It's called the Golden Scarab. If you have it equipped, it's going to increase your rune numbers. Where is it at? Where's that Golden Scarab? There you are. Right? It gives me more runes. So most of us will come here and farm this bird and gain more XP and, get stronger. We would use the runes to basically level up our stats, and, we could get as strong as we needed to be to go fight other bosses. That's how I was able to get to like level 238 here in this game. Many people, if not everybody, uses this method to basically get stronger. Now, guess what? You would think that this place only allowed for you to do that because once you reset here at your site of grace, basically rest, you respawn that bird. So you could do that over and over again. Now, here's the best part. You get to a point in the game and you get very strong, right? And you need runes and you need them fast. If you need runes and you need them fast, go to Mogwin Palace. Let me show you guys how much power these developers gave their own community and how they're just not afraid that you're going to do whatever the heck it is that you want. So you can get powerful enough and you can use an item like, say, the Blasphemous Blade, which is a blade that you can get actually not even having to or needing to beat the game. And this blade allows for you to be able to deal damage across the board, basically on the floor. So I can stand right here. I can activate it. I can whack the floor. And all these guys basically get melted at the rate of 1,000 runes a piece. If I can get these fools, I will basically whack all of them. Look at that. They're all done, and they're all giving me all of these runes. So I can do that. That's one way, right? Look at this fool. He's down, right? So I could do that, or I could just respawn everybody again. If you notice, I just got myself a bunch of runes. Or I could use another weapon that's actually way more powerful than this. It's called the God Slayers. Where's it? Come here. It's called the what's it called? Oh my gosh. I forgot the name. But you'll see how it works. So I get this weapon, I get stronger in the game, and I go ahead and I stand right up here, and I do this, and it melts everyone. And I get all those runes. Look at my rune meter. And the developers left this stuff on here. And they were like, yeah, players can just do what they want. And this game has a PvP. So I could get strong here and still go compete in the PvP, but it's available for everybody. So why would Ubisoft massive nerf theirs and make theirs seem like, well, it's causing imbalance issues in the game? When in reality, you don't actually have to nerf this particular, any kind of, loot cave or anything that makes your players stronger in an efficient manner. And you can just pretty much go out there and just let them have fun. You see, this is why in my opinion, most developers fail and some others win. They understand that there's an element to discovery that a player has and that makes a game fun. They understand that when players discover things and feel like, oh, this is making us better or stronger, it's not really something that has to bother them because they understand that their game is designed to respond accordingly. The developers already made the Division 2 respond accordingly by giving us shade levels, giving us what's the name of the level thing that we now have? I can't even remember the name. No, you got to get to level 21 or whatever it is. They made new legendary modes where the enemy NPCs are behaving differently and they're healing even at a higher rate than regular legendary modes. and even other things to just respond to us. They tweaked the health and all that stuff. So they already have those parameters in place and can always tweak those parameters as things go on. They could say, hey guys, we know that you guys are getting more XP, so we're going to tune the enemies to be a little bit more responsive or whatever it is. To me, I feel like that's actually a better way to, execute game design and game development strategies in a way that respects your players' time and respects your players' intellect to discover things that leverage the mechanics that you put in the game. So at the end of the day, there is a logical inconsistency here, and I decided that I'm going to make a video to just point it out, because the Division has always presented itself as this game where, you got to grind and earn your stripes or whatever it is. But at the end of the day, it seems like the devs don't care if you grind and earn your stripes or whatever it is. They just want you to play the game as, in quote, intended, not as designed. Intent and their design seem to be two different things, because, it's not working as intended. Well, your intentions, who could care about them when the game's already been deployed? Design is already there, right? So you might want to redesign your game so that you don't have players basically messing with your intentions or something like that. So that's pretty much my rant on this matter. I wanted to go ahead and make sure that I laid it all out in this video. Let me hear your thoughts in the comment section. Thanks so much for watching. Peace out.